even for unique homes like the Thrall's house, owned by Diane and Roy Brendel. There is no protection from longwall mining in Pennsylvania.
That's a rounded turret. Very unusual. It's one of the architectural features. Usually when we have people come to the house, they come in the main entrance, but as you can see, it's not going to happen today.
For every homeowner, preparing for undermining is like preparing for an earthquake. And mitigation efforts by the coal company to limit damage in advance can cause as much chaos as the mining itself.
They're going to put a wall clear up to here and then over and then down, supposedly to stabilize things or something.
This has all been trenched. This has all been trenched. Trenching around the whole house. The theory, I assume, is that the trenches will absorb some of the shock from the shock wave from the underground mining. I'm no engineer, but that's what they say.
There hasn't been a moment's peace, and there hasn't been much sleep either.
By law, historic properties are protected from the adverse effects caused by mining. But despite engineering reports predicting serious damage here, the DEP and the Federal Office of Surface Mining signed off on plans by the coal company Consol to proceed.
A lot of my friends have said it's too dangerous to stay there and everything like that, but we're staying. This is our life. This is everything. It's right here in these boxes. And,
I'm not going to leave it.
Well, it fell 13 inches here so far.
How many inches did the ruler go into the crack?
9.
9 inches. Be careful.
That's the wall. That's the
inside wall.
We've had wonderful well water, and they said for sure they'll be bringing buffaloes in.
This is what's left of the pool.
You can just plunge your whole hand through there.
It's definitely stuck.
It used to be a running creek. Now it's just a pool.
Do you remember how beautiful this was? I want my home. I want my way of life.
It's completely disrupted our lives.
The Armstrongs have gone. The Burnetts are on their way out. The Calverts are on their way out. And all those homes,
sure, another panel's been done.
Grass is all growing up. And they're all left abandoned. The community is disintegrating.
Undermined communities appear to be falling apart. But in some places where the longwall hasn't arrived yet, people are pulling together. Near the village of Lone Pine, the DEP is under fire for granting a 7,200-acre expansion permit to Consol's massive 84 mine. In 2004, 400 homes and farms with numerous springs and streams are scheduled for undermining. Plus, the longwall would make multiple passes under Interstate 79.
The letter that I received said that you will be here at 6 o'clock with maps. Now, do you have maps?
Those maps are placed in the county courthouse, so they can be viewed there.
Meeting after meeting, the degree of frustration increases. Most people here purchased their homes before the law changed in 1994 and allowed the coal company to literally pull out the coal from beneath them.
They're going to use your permit to influence the court. DEP approved it.
Right now, there's nobody can even drink the water on our road. You can't drink your own water.
For many of us, the dream that we aspired to have is being taken from us.
As the longwall approaches, the pressure is on to document springs, streams, and wells in the permit area before it's too late. And neighbors are networking door to door.
You want how many wells, how many springs. We'd be glad to fill this out, and I think everybody in the area should have one, because the water, without the water, we don't
Without
have
the water, we have nothing. It's as precious as air to us.
Within just a 2-mile radius of the Ancrams' house, more than 80 of their neighbors also have homes, farms, and water they don't want to sacrifice.
We used to think in the early stages that our homes and the structures were their biggest concern. But the long-term issue is, what do we do on this farm with no water? How does my son, how does my daughter, how do my grandchildren continue to have that water when the mine's out of business?
We have 7 people that are using the water and 7 horses. Probably go through at least 500 gallons of water a day in the summer times. This land will be completely useless. You can't farm it, you can't live on it, you can't have livestock on it. What are you going to do with no water?
More than 150,000 acres have been or are being undermined in Greene and Washington counties, including 5,000 homes and other structures and hundreds of streams and springs. Plastic-wrapped water buffaloes dot the countryside and mark the dewatering of the land. The assault on society's infrastructure extends to road damage, the upheaval of gas pipelines, and the drilling of methane vents to prevent explosions. Much of this damage is underwritten by utility customers and taxpayers. As the coal is extracted and the Longwall pushes forward into the Pittsburgh Seam, coal companies no longer pay coal property taxes to the municipalities and school districts in their wake. Within 10 to 15 years, most of the currently active mines will be depleted, and in Washington and especially in poor Greene County, a major fiscal crisis is looming. Pennsylvania coal provided energy and jobs, but today coal miners have been largely replaced by mining machinery, and the indirect costs of coal are escalating. Abandoned mine pollution, acid rain, global climate change, and the toxic health effects of power plant emissions. The true cost of coal must also include Longwall subsidence. Much of the damage can never be repaired, but future damage can be prevented. The state legislature can amend the mining laws to protect Pennsylvania's homes, farms, businesses, and historic properties. And the Department of Environmental Protection must enforce Pennsylvania's Clean Streams Law to protect the surface waters of the Commonwealth from further subsidence damage. All Pennsylvanians lose when our environment is plundered and our people are accorded less respect than a lump of coal.